Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shakha and I welcome you to my channel. I welcome you to all the INFJ videos I've been doing. I hope that you guys enjoyed my videos. If you've just joined in, I hope that if you have any feedback or if you liked it or if you didn't like it, let me know. I'm always here to listen to your feedback. If you guys are new to my channel, you probably are not used to the background noise, cicadas. They're doing their song and dance, their mating season. They get really loud at this time in the morning. Unfortunately, this is the only time I can do these videos, so I hope that doesn't bother you too much. I just think of it as jungle noises. I don't even notice it anymore. In this video, I wanted to talk about how INFJs look at food. In general, I've done a video on this before where INFJs have a very disconnected, they are very disconnected from their bodies, right? So we have our minds and we spend all of our time in our minds. We love going into our imagination. We love thinking about things. We love over analyzing things. So we're spending a lot of time here. But you forget that we have this body, this physical body that needs taken care of, right? It needs food, it needs sleep, it needs to go to the washroom, it needs to be taken care of, you need to take care of it by putting clothing on it. You need to do hygiene stuff, right? So a lot of times we forget as INFJs, not because we are lazy, not because we are unmotivated, not because of all those different reasons that a lot of people say, but really it's because we are disconnected from our bodies. We have this really crappy mind-body connection. So we forget that we have to eat, we forget that we have to sleep, we forget we have to do all these things, especially if we go deep into our work. For me right now, I am doing many things at once. I love keeping myself busy and I have a billion projects on the go. I mean, when I say billion, I have a lot of things on the go at the same time. And I love it like that, right? I really do love it because it keeps me busy. It keeps my mind engaged. Otherwise, my mind gets bored and it starts thinking about all these stupid things. And it's just not the way I want to live my life, right? And so I do a lot of things. But unfortunately, what happens with that is that I really forget to take care of myself physically. So I'll get up in the morning and, I'll have slept properly because I schedule in my sleep. I am very, very, very careful because otherwise I could just work all night long without even thinking about it. And occasionally, because my mind is going so fast, I forget that, it's 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. or midnight or 2 a.m. and I need to go to sleep, right? Not only that, but because my mind is going so fast, I'll wake up in the middle of the night all of a sudden to go pee, and my mind will just start worrying at a really rapid pace, really, really fast, and I'll start working on my stuff, and I'll forget that I have to go back to sleep, right? So I'm really, really careful. If I get up in the middle of the night, I'm not going to do any work. I'm going to go back to sleep right away, and I have to fall asleep at 10 p.m. It is a given. It is an essential thing. I'm not going to compromise on that because if I don't, I'll never sleep, right? Not only that, but with food specifically, it's a really, really important thing for INFJs to be really careful of their food needs. Like, you really have to be careful to make sure to eat at appropriate times. Now, what happens with me is, again, as I said, I get up in the morning, I do a bunch of work, and I'll have breakfast, right? And so I do intermittent fasting. If you guys don't know what that means, just Google it. Basically, what I do is I only eat for maybe 6 hours a day in the 6-hour period. And then the rest of the time, which is 18 hours, I fast for 18 hours, which is a long time, I know. Most intermittent fasters are 16-8, sorry. So they eat in an 8-hour chunk and they fast for 16 hours. But with the way my schedule works out, I end up fasting for 18 hours or more sometimes. I know it's really bad sometimes because I'm so hungry in the middle of the night. I'm like, I'm so hungry. I'll just fall asleep. I'll forget about it. Obviously, that's not a good thing. I'm not recommending it. But I do love my intermittent fasting because it keeps me really, really fit, and it keeps me toned, and it keeps my brain really fresh, right? So I really do love my intermittent fasting. But that means that when I have breakfast, I haven't had food for a long time before that. So I'm starving. I'm really, literally, my body's like, food, food, food. That's all I can think of is food, 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 right? And so I have breakfast. Usually I have a really big breakfast. And so I have breakfast. That's great. I'm usually good about that because I'm starving at that point, and I usually listen to my body at that point. But as time goes on and I'll get busy, I'll get into my work and I'll be working on different projects, I get really distracted. I'm really, really enamored in my stuff that I'm doing. I even like with these videos, I'll do them and I'll forget about the rest of the world, right? And so at 3 p.m., so I had my breakfast maybe at 9 a.m. And 3 p.m., all of a sudden I realized, shit, I haven't had any food all day. Oopsie. And so I'll quickly, just gulp down a bunch of food just so that my body has something. Otherwise, I'll literally be eating myself, like eating my insides, right? And so I'll kind of just dump a bunch of food into my body, not even tasting it, not even caring what it is. I just want to put some calories into my body. I just want to put something into my body so that I won't die. It's basically the whole point of it, right? So I'll eat that. And then again, I'll forget that I'm supposed to eat. I'm supposed to have another meal because I like to have at least 3 meals a day. But I always forget. This is happening to me so many times. I've kind of accepted it as a rule. So I usually have only 2 meals a day. And not only, I also don't snack that much because again, I'm distracted by work and I'm on my computer and I don't want to have my hands be all dirty with snacks, right? So I really don't snack either, which is a really I know it's a very aesthetic way to live my life, but it's not intentional. It just works out that way, right? So 3 p.m. I'll have my meal, and then I'll forget about food for a while, and then all of a sudden at 7 p.m. I realize, I didn't eat my 3rd meal. Oh well, I'm in my intermittent fasting schedule now, so I can't really eat anything. The only thing I can have is water. So I'll drink a bunch of water so that my stomach will stop growling and stop complaining, and I'll forget about it because I'll fall asleep. Yeah, and the whole cycle repeats over and over again. The only reason I wanted to talk to you guys about it is because I noticed that a lot of you guys messaged me saying that, you hate food. I don't hate food. I love food. I really do. I'm actually a major foodie. Actually, I spend a lot of my time looking at food pictures online. If you give me a little bit of free time, I won't go on Facebook and scroll through my feed. I find that boring. But, oh man, just get me on Pinterest. Or get me onto a food website. I'll just drool over those pictures all freaking day long. And on top of that, I love to cook. I really, really love to cook, right? And so being an INFJ is actually, it's kind of like obviously always a contradiction. I love food. I love food. I love eating. I love the act of eating. I love the taste of it. I love food in general. But because I get distracted by work, I get distracted by my projects, I forget that I'm supposed to be eating. And I won't eat for hours, for days sometimes, I've skipped meals so many times when I was younger. When I would have not, I realized suddenly, I'm like, oh, shit, I haven't had any food for 2 days straight. It's a terrible thing. I'm not recommending it at all. I don't do that anymore. And that's the reason, as I've said to you guys before, schedule in these meals. Like, really do. I schedule in my meals. I know I forget to eat sometimes, but even then, I will make sure that at least I will have breakfast every day. I always have breakfast every day. A big breakfast every day. I will never skip that. I'll never skip that. Even if I don't eat anything else all day long, sometimes that does happen and I'll forget to eat. Even if I don't do that, I'll always will have breakfast. And I also try to schedule in my lunch and dinner. I really try to schedule in my meals because I want to eat. If I'm going to only eat in a 6-hour chunk, I have to eat every 2 hours, right? So if I eat at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., then I have to eat at noon, and then I have to eat at 2 p.m. So I have to eat 3 times. I would like to eat 3 times. Obviously, it does not work out that way. So usually what I'll do is because I want to do things quickly and I don't want to be bothered with it, I'll just have a smoothie. So usually I'll just gulp down a smoothie in the middle of those 2 meals, and then at 3 p.m., all of a sudden I'll realize I have to have something before my intermittent fasting starts, and so I'll gulp down something quickly at that point as well. That's what I do. And I'm not saying that's what I recommend you guys do. I do recommend that you guys schedule in your meals into your daytime, into your whatever you use for your schedule. So, put in, I'm going to have breakfast every day at 10 a.m. I'm going to have lunch every day at 2 p.m. or whatever it might be. And I'm going to have dinner every day at 6 p.m., whatever your schedule is like, right? And so schedule it in, put it into your schedule, and follow it. One of the main things I found as an INFJ that I really appreciate is having a really good schedule for everything, for sleep, for food specifically though, because this video is about food. It's really important that we have a very good routine for food, because as I said, we forget to eat, and when we forget to eat, we're not taking care of our bodies properly, we're not at the peak of our ability, we're not, it doesn't matter. I know that if I don't take care of myself, if I don't sleep properly, if I don't eat properly, if I don't do my yoga every day, then I'm not thinking straight. I'm not. And so if I want to work at my peak, if I want to give back to you guys, if I want to give back to this world, if I want to be working at my peak capacity, then I have to make sure that I take care of myself. And the only way I'm going to do that is an INFJ, because we don't care about food. We love food, but we don't care about it, is if I schedule it in, right? And I'm not saying I'm very good at it. I'm getting better at it, actually, because I used to skip a lot more meals before. But I'm getting better at it. And so I implore you guys to do the same thing if you are having an issue, if you're having a hard time with food, which if you are an INFJ, you're probably having a hard time with feeding yourself because you forget, you get distracted. We get obsessed with an idea or with a project, and we forget that the world exists. So things like that. Okay? I hope this makes sense to you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions at all, please message me anytime. You can message me down at the comments below, or you can email me at boomshakha@themillionairehippie.com. The email address is again in the description below, and all my contact information is there as well, so you can get a hold of me in a billion different ways. Okay? Again, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.